Now, Mr. William Samoei Ruto, Mr. President, Mr. Lies. We call him Mr. Lies in Kenya because he lies a lot, and he has a lot of fake promises. Everything he say is either lie or I don't know. It's just a lie. Everything he says is a lie. So we call him Mr. Lies. Anyway, President Ruto and the United States of America, they are two this way. Yeah, it's like a penny and another penny. They look alike. Okay, so Ruto has been close to the United States, to the USA, for quite some time, and nothing that USA would do and not include Mr. Ruto. And many of us we have been complaining because of that. So recently, Ruto, when Donald Trump was being inaugurated, the inauguration yesterday, Ruto was not invited. Okay, and sometimes I was asking myself why was he not invited? Yeah. I expected to see him there because he has been going to the US. Even you saw the other time when he was in the US, Joe Biden even allowed him to sit on his chair. Okay, here's the video. Here's the picture. Yeah, he was allowed to sit on his chair, and so they've been really close, really close. Last year, he went to the US for many times, and I expected to see him there when Donald Trump was being inaugurated yesterday, but I never saw him there. I didn't see him there, and I was asking myself why. But when I sat down, I decided to check 1, 2, 3 things on why is it that he wasn't invited, despite being a friend of the United States of America. I thought he would be there because he's a guy who has always been the United States of America, and him and the US are very close. Even the US military's bases are in Kenya, and you see many things are in Kenya. US normally comes to Kenya so much. And number one, I think Ruto had when President Donald Trump was announced the president-elect of the United States of America, I think President Ruto did not write a congratulation letter to him to let him know that congratulations for being elected as the president. I think the 47th president of the Republic of the United States of America, and maybe he didn't like the fact that the president was Donald Trump and not Kamala Harris, because President Ruto has been pushing, and he has been on the sides of people who wanted Kamala Harris to become the president become the president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris, and unfortunately, she did not become the president. Instead, Donald Trump became the president, and so I think Ruto didn't like that the fact that it's Donald who won the elections. Okay, you can see this picture. Yeah, you see how close they are to Kamala Harris. Okay, so I think they were amongst the people who were supporting Kamala Harris to become the president of the United States of America. Unfortunately, it never happened as though they had intended. Okay, that could be the reason number one as to why Ruto did not congratulated Donald Trump, and also it can be the reason as to why Donald Trump did not invite him to go and witness his inauguration as he assumed office for the second time. Again, something else. Number two, the issue of LGBTQ. As we know, all of us, even he said yesterday, Donald Trump is against LGBTQ. He said, I only understand two genders. I know only two genders. Okay, a female and a male. Okay, and that is what even we know in Africa, according to African culture. Sometimes we wonder on how other African people could normalize, okay, and or officialize LGBTQ and it's not an African culture. Okay, personally, I am against the LGBTQ completely. So I'm sorry for the people who are supporting it. If you're here and you support the LGBTQ, it's okay. That's your interest, and but according to me, I'm really against the LGBTQ. I don't like it. I only know two genders, like Donald Trump, a male and a female. The rest, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So I only know a man is supposed to meet a woman and then they become one. Not a man and a man. Not a woman and a woman. Donald Trump is against that, he said yesterday. And so the people from the LGBTQ community, I think they were frustrated a little bit because of that. And many people didn't like him, especially those from the LGBTQ community. They didn't like Donald Trump by the fact that he said that. And many of them never voted for him because of that. But I think Donald Trump is someone who has got rules and principles. Okay? And so I feel like he is somehow a good president. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe he can be a good president. I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. And it's just my opinion. Tell me what you think on the comment section. And he abolished the LGBTQ. But remember, previously Ruto had accepted the LGBTQ in Kenya. And the reason as to why he accepted the LGBTQ in Kenya is because it was an implementation that was brought by the United States of America. You see, even Yoweri Museveni in Uganda was against it. He said, no, in my country, I cannot accept that. Why? Because it's not an African culture for us to have, or rather for us to be performing or participating or engaging in the LGBTQ, because he knows it's not an African culture. Okay? And also, President Uhuru Kenyatta, the previous president of the Republic of Kenya before William Ruto, also said no to LGBTQ. He said, I cannot accept that in my country, because as Africans we have our cultures, and therefore issues of LGBTQ, I don't want them. I'm saying no to it. I cannot do that. Okay, but when William Ruto came, he actually placed it as a law that LGBTQ community can be accepted, can be tolerated, and he accepted. Okay. And I don't know how did he go to that, but I can say William Ruto is not a guy to be accepting those kind of things. But the reason as to why he accepted those kind of things is because he was given some money. And so, when they're actually normalizing and making it something that is normal for everybody to engage in LGBTQ, they give some funds. So William Ruto was after those funds because William Ruto really likes money and he can do anything for money. Okay? Even if it's ending someone's life for money, he can do that. Yeah, that guy has been so terrible. We know him. So he loves money so much to an extent. Anytime he sees money, he can go mad. He goes crazy. So anything, any deal that is connected to money in one way or the other, William Ruto is onto that deal. Okay, he is onto it. He cannot let such kind of a deal slide. So that is why, again, I think Donald Trump was unable to invite William Ruto to the United States of America because they have two different things. This one is making LGBTQ normal. The other one is making the LGBTQ abnormal. He doesn't want LGBTQ, but Ruto wants it. He actually accepted it. Okay, the previous government, okay, he accepted the LGBTQ, and so Donald Trump said no. So there is no money, there is no corruption again, because that money was just corruption, something like that. Okay, that is number two. And number three, I think corruption, the issue of corruption has been top notch in Kenya. Okay, with President Ruto. Ruto became the second person, the second man, the second most corrupt president in the world. Yeah? After that president from, was it Syria or what? I think country like that. And that president actually escaped. So when he escaped, who becomes number one? President Ruto becomes the number one most corrupt president in the whole world, followed by Tinubu. Okay? So, and I think Donald Trump is the kind of a guy who would never want to associate with himself with things like those ones, with issues of corruption and things like those ones. He feels like this is a guy who can make me dirty, or this is a guy who can make people start looking at me with another eye, with a third eye. So he cannot accept to be close to this kind of a person, someone like this one. Okay, that is number three. Number four, the issues of abductions and extrajudicial killings. Youths have been just disappearing. They are abducted, they're killed. Abducted, they're killed. Okay, someone is abducted, this next day you find him killed somewhere, and it has been something that has been really, really bad. So you see, also some things like those ones needs to be checked. And I think Donald Trump knows, he is aware of that, and he cannot, because the U.S. ambassador who was here before the coming of President Donald Trump, he complained about it. He complained about the issues of abductions and extra judicial killings. Okay, and you know, now that he complained, it's something that is known even in the United States of America, and so even Donald Trump knows about that. I think he cannot be able to accept him, okay, if he sees something like that. Yeah. Number 4, we have the what else? The issues, talk about the issues of corruption and we have also the issues of the court injustice. Yeah? Courts being paid to justify the wrongs is so bad. It's happening in Kenya. Something is wrong, but the court is paid to justify it. You know, it's something that is wrong. Something that cannot be accepted. So Ruto is also doing that, and that's not good. It's bad. So I think that could be the reason as to why he was not invited. And I think now Ruto and the US will now begin parting ways. Yeah, they will begin parting ways because things like those ones cannot be accepted, and there are things that we don't want. I think Trump cannot accept something like that. He can't allow to be connected to people like those ones, and so that is why maybe he was not invited. So US and Ruto, maybe they are parting ways. Yeah, maybe they are parting ways, because unless he follows what Trump is going to tell him, they're not going to be on the same page. They're not going to be on the same page, and it's better. Yeah, maybe it's better. According to me, it's better. Africa should remain for Africans, and African countries and African presidents for Africa, and Western countries for Westerners. Simple. Because the moment we come together, the more we come together, the more a lot of things are happening that are not good. Otherwise, at the end of the day, let me hear what you have to say in the comment section. That's just my opinion. I'll do my best to make sure I'm reading all of them and replying all of them in a better way possible. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here. You're good people. You're great people. I love you so much all the times. As I say, I tell you all the time that Africa is home, and anything that concerns Africa concerns we as Africans, concerns me and you as African people, from diaspora, from Caribbean, from Africa. I love you so much. All right. Adios, guys.